Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL. It is round 8 of season 12, and we are at the Hungaroring on the outskirts of Budapest in Hungary. Yes, we are a world away from Baku, where we were last week, with its long straights, concrete walls, and a plethora of overtaking opportunities. Tonight we are at a tight and twisty narrow circuit, which is bound to produce lots of FTRL trains, hopefully, so plenty of action to get our teeth into, and possibly overtaking at a bit of a premium. Flying solo tonight because nobody could be bothered to join me, you bunch of bastards. But that means you just have to put up with my ramblings. So to recap the championship standings, FTRL Danny continues to lead the way. He extended his lead last time out with a P2, while Bran and Felix, his nearest rivals, having to play a bit of catch up after losing some ground. We've already lost FTRL Cat, of course. Yes, Cat is on a qualifying ban, so he's done his installation lap and is out of the way, so we've not lost him just yet. Yes, last time out, season 12 race at Baku has inserted itself into the reckoning for the greatest ever FTRL race. What a race it was. Absolute carnage, action, overtakes galore, didn't know where to look, so much going on, and FTRL Panda came through all of it to take his first victory of the season. So congratulations to him. He'll be looking to continue the hot streak. He's the first one to put a time on the board, 16.9 there from Panda. So on to pole position. So let's get the tyre information up. Let's see how everybody's getting on. So we are on board currently with iBobbly. He's back for his second outing. He's been away for a few weeks, but he is now with us for the rest of the season. A couple of ringers in tonight. So we've got Zumpy in the Mercedes. He's there on the screen. He will be taking over from erstwhile FTRL admin and Renault driver Pagani from next week. We'll go into that more in a second. And we're also joined by long-time FTRL runner Lennon Stevenson in the Racing Point. And a couple of guys who are filling in tonight. But the main title contenders all here: Danny, F3 and Bran. F3 just puts his first one, so a lot of guys going out on the hard tyre here, so it's going to be soft tyre not lasting around here, so expecting to see a lot of guys qualifying on the mediums and possibly a few on the hards. We shall see. Panda currently setting the pace as Bran drops in behind him in P2. And here is the man, the myth, the legend. We'll be talking a lot about this man tonight. It's FTRL Pagani, whose teammate has just gone fastest actually, so iBobbly onto pole position. So Pagani, this is his last ever F1 race in FTRL for the time being, possibly ever, but we shall see. He's not planning on coming back unless the game improves dramatically going forwards. He's leaving us to focus solely on the FTRL GT Sport side, so this was his swan song, and he'll be hoping for a good result to go out with. Of course, he is a former Performance League champion and a long-time FTRL runner. On to race solely in GT going forward, so we'll be very sad to lose him from the F1 side, but still plenty of talent. We've got 19 on the grid tonight, so again just one shy of a full grid again this week. A couple of runners on the soft tyres, kind of also Bobley on now down to P2 as Hijax has put himself onto P1 with a 1:16.2. That's 7/10 of a second up on P2. Cracking let there from Hijax. 15 of the 19 have set a lap. Just waiting for the final 4. Oh, Pagani has done his solitary lap, and that's him calling it for the night, so he's looking to start towards the rear of the field to keep himself out of trouble into a very tight and twisty turn 1. Check my phone, mate. What have you sent me, Aaron? Yes, that is my name, thank you. I think I'm a mute. Please tell me you can hear me. Flying in now. Who have we got on flying laps? Danny on his way. So the current championship leader. P2 last time out was leading the race. Fortunately, game lagged him out. Came back in, he had lost the lead, but held on to claim P2. Continued his excellent streak of podium finishes. Yellow flag in sector 1. Of course, we got the track that now, aren't we? We are blessed. So yeah, that's just somebody getting out of the way. Danny comes around, going on an 18.0. This time around he goes... Must improve. See driver doing multiple laps on the harder tyre. Obviously he's got the longevity. Difficult to get a good time out of the hard compounds. You've got a couple of guys who've gone out on the softs. Obviously Panda sat on the soft tyre in the pit lane, so he's thinking about it. Bobley's on his way again, and he is out on the soft tyre. Flag in sector 3, that's just probably getting out of the way, I think. So just under 10 minutes to go. Hijack continues to lead the way. Panda in P2 and Bobley P3. So the Posh up to P4. Of course, there's a surprise pollster the last time out in Baku. And was running right at the front of the grid or the race for the early part, battling with his teammates. Unfortunately, a bit of wing damage cost him. He fell away, but then he had an excellent battle late on with Hijacked to show that he was a excellent pace at Baku. And he's started well here in P4. Currently the title contenders sitting P5 with Bran on the medium tyre. You've got Danny and F3 who've both only been out so far on the hards. They're 11th and 12th. Zumpy on his return down in P13, and Lennon on his way now. He's last. Well, Iceman on his way as well. Those are the last two to set times. Let's pick up and watch these guys. Starts eyes on the medium tyre. Into turns 3 and 4. Now this next corner here, as you go to the kink, the right hand kink, the left hander here is a bit of a tricky one. The curve on the inside can very easily spit you off if you take too much curve on the inside. And if you're on the power, it can spit you off, so keep an eye out for spins there. We've also got the very dangerous curve on the inside of turn 6. Lennon's like looking nice and tidy so far. He's in sector 2, with purple first sector. Coming at the end of sector 2, and it's purple again. Lennon, a good turn of pace here. Final couple of corners there. This is probably where the soft tyres will have come back to those who've gone out and qualified on them. What does Lennon do though? Good lap so far. Nice and tight to the apex there, coming out of the final corner. Drives for the line. Lennon goes P5. Very good lap there from Lennon on the medium tyres, just behind City Posh, who's the highest runner on the medium tyre so far. Top 3 have qualified on the softs. So that just leaves next as Iceman to set a lap time. We do have the man currently on pole, Hijacked, out on a flying lap. I think he did just improve on his lap time there a little bit. 16.2, still half a second up on Panda. Say Jack's had a poor season by his standards, although not a lot of it's from his own driving. I think he's been caught up in a number of accidents, but started to show some pace last time out in Baku. He's had a great battle with City Posh for the top 5. Will this be the week that kicks his championship into life? It's just a shame it's taken to round 8 to get him here. But we know he is an excellent driver on his day and definitely somebody who should be fighting at the front on a regular basis. And so just over 5 minutes left to go. We've got on laps. Pick up Connor onto the podium. No, he's also coasting in. He seems to be on the flying line. There we go. Right, so Hijack currently on pole position from Panda with Bobley in 3rd. City Posh currently sits P4. Lennon P5 ahead of Bran, Cohen, D, Nexus Cats and the Ferrari. Good effort from him so far. As Zumpy does a purple middle sector then as he comes to the end of his lap. And he is on the softs, so he could be challenging the top 3 here. Lennon getting out of the way there at the bottom of the screen. What can he do in the last couple of corners around the final corner? Oh, Connor has tied in the pit lane. And Zumpy goes P2. It's a good effort from Zumpy on his return to FTRL. He's put the Mercedes P2 just 2/10 shy of Hijack's lap. That lap time looking very good from Hijack at the moment. As the field start to close in, the track will be rubbering up now, so there is time left for everybody. Out behind him is Bobley. He's now on the flying lap. Turns 3. Drives up the hill, takes a slight right kink over the curve through 4, gets the back. Oh, big slide there, well held. Mind the curve on the inside of 5. He may abandon his lap after that. It was a big slide there, very well saved. I think that will ruin his lap time. Let's just see as he goes through sector 2. He's half a tenth down, so he's not completely out of the question. I think he may have abandoned this lap yet. We shall see. He's only half a tenth down, so he can make it up. He is going to continue. He's around the final corner, out to the curb on the outside, drives for the line. Goes up to P3 there, so he did make up some time in the final. In fact, 4/10 of a second there in the final sector. That's an excellent final sector there from iBobley. And puts the Renault P3. To the final 3 minutes we go then. So coming out to track, we've got Bran at Coandi, Ian Pumvoyosti, Danny on outlaps. Overall out on the medium tyres, so top 5 on the softs, along with Aspect, who's currently down P13. I think he's just sat on those tyres in the pits. Exercise can still get to set a lap time then on P18 at the moment. Can the commentator of tonight say hello in French, please? Bonjour, Maxime. Ça va? How is the wine going down, Max? Max, for those who don't know, Max Def in the chat here is a man that always posts pictures of him getting drunk. Or drinking. I'm sure your liver loves you for that, Max. I hope you're looking forward to the race tomorrow. It should be another cracking Div 2 race as well. Into the final 2 minutes. Let's pick up Bran. He's the highest ranked driver currently on a flying lap. And he is 6/10 up on his current lap time. We'll put him into a 16.9, which would be a very good lap time on tyres that put him to P5 if he can hang on to it. The last couple of corners there, lots of speed there into the final corner. Over the apex nicely, drives to the line. He goes P4, jumps ahead of Panda on a soft tyre there. Brilliant lap time there from Bran. Just on the medium tyres, and so the 3 ahead of him and the 1 behind him on the softs. Into the final 2 minutes. Danny on the lap. So championship leader. Currently sitting in P6, just ahead of his teammate. I think he has just finished a flying lap. Put himself into P6. That's a good effort from Danny, obviously on the harder tyre. Honda has called it quits in the pits, so he's starting at best P5. Andy in the Williams is on the flying lap. And the personal corner into the long right hand at the final corner here. To the outside, drives to the line on the 17.7. He improves to a 16.7, a second up there from Andy. And that pops him into P6 to the third row. Great effort there from Andy. He is currently on laps. Iron Pump by Yosti splits the Red Bulls, goes into P8. Over the line goes Brown. No improvement from him. Lennon doesn't improve them either. Got McLaren. Into the line, Casa G out of the final corner. Currently down in P13, he goes P8. Got Nexus Cats coming out the final corner. He stays P12. City Posh stays P10. F3 goes across, only 10th place for F3. He's got a lot of work to do there. ZE3 now coming out of the final corner. He has invalidated his lap time, so he will not be improving. Next is Iceman behind him. His first flying lap, he goes P13. Hijack behind him does not improve on his lap time, so he is looking good for pole position. As next his Aspect goes P4. Demotes his teammate. Good level up there from Aspect. Let's go quits. Lemon gone around. And Danny pops himself onto pole position on the final lap on the medium tyre. That is one hell of a lap from FTRL Danny. A man in a very rich vein of form, and he has just beaten the soft tyre runners on 3-lap-old mediums. That is a cracking lap there from Danny. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is qualifying. So, FTRL Danny takes pole position. Surprised himself there with that one from Hijacked on P2. Zumpy and Bobley start share P3. Head of Nexus Aspect and Brown. So the Hazes on row 3 together. FTRL Panda and Co-Andy. FTRL Admins sharing row 7. Head of PMP Casa G and Iron Pumba Yosti. They round out the top 10. With the rest of the grid made up of F3 championship leader down in championship second place in the championship, sorry, I do apologise. Down in P11, he's got a lot of work to do from there, but he will have free tyre choice for the race. So let's see what he decides to go for. We'll run down the rest of the grid as they do their sighting lap. So guys in the chat, let's get some podium predictions in. I'm going to go for, well, I think it's hard to look past that lap from FTRL Danny. So Danny, I think, is going to take the victory here. Fancy Brand for P2 with his good pace on the mediums there. That's going to stand him in good stead in the race. And I think Hijack's going to get the podium for P3. So that's my podium. Let's see what the guys in the chat think. Do you think different to me, or is my godlike status going to come up trumps this week? Michael Curran thinks P1 for Pagani. Of course, I forgot. Of course, we've got a 2-minute penalty for everybody that finishes the race ahead of Pagani. So, is Pagani for the win, irregardless of what happens tonight? Max thinks Hijacked for the win. Danny for P2 and Pagani for P3. We shall see if that comes true, Max. I think you possibly had too much red wine there. So the grid looks a little bit like this. Round 8 of Season 12 of FTRL. FTRL Danny, Championship leader, starts on pole position on the medium tyres as well. Fantastic lap there from Danny. I'm very impressed at that one. Hijacked, a season best qualifying from him, P2 in the Toro Rosso. Zumpy on his return to FTRL goes off P3 and he heads off Bogley and Renault. Had a good run in Barcelona. It's the only race he's managed to be able to do this season so far. He'll be hoping to build on that race. Row 3 is the two Hazes together. Nexus Aspect out qualifying his teammate Bran. Both of them starting on the medium tyres though, so they'll be going a little deeper into the race than the three guys ahead of them. Panda, fresh off the back of his first victory of the season, starts P7 ahead of Coandy. Good qualifying for Manny. Casa G still in the title hunt, 4th at the moment. It's not out of reach, but he needs to start taking some points off the three guys ahead of him. He is P9 ahead of Ian Pumboyosti. Those are the guys who will start on the tyres they used in qualifying. Behind them then, F3 has opted for the hard tyre. Of course, he's nursing a wrist injury. Hurt himself bowling last night. So apparently you can still hurt yourself when you're using the ramp. Who knew? City Posh is starting 12th in the second of the Red Bulls. He's on the medium tyre. Lennon standing in this week in the second Racing Point. P13 for him on the hard tyre. Nexus Iceman 14th, hard tyre running as well. Ahead of Nexus Cats in the Ferrari, also on the hards. We've got onto the podium on the mediums. P16, Pagani in his final race, F1 FTRL, starts P17, and behind him TNR, whose birthday it was this week. So happy birthday to him. A couple of days ago, P18, and FTRL Cat bringing up the rear, but he's on the soft tyre, so look out for a fast starting Cat. So here we go then. Right, so we've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5 lights, and round 8 is go. Got a terrible view from back here. Looks like a good start from Cat. The back there, Danny's got away well, hijacked into the slipstream. Down to turn 1, he's going to go to the outside. Hijack trying to cut back onto Danny, but Danny fends him off. Bobley's up the inside of Zumpy. And now side by side into 3, there's contact. Charlie across the grass into hijacked. Oh, contact with Panda. It's all gone wrong. There's wing damage in there for Bobley. And a virtual safety car as well. So the field settling down. And Danny held the lead. Hijack's P2, Zumpy P3, but Bobley's lost out there. He's got wing damage on both sides, so expect him in this lap. Give him the opportunity to get off those soft tyres early. That's not the start you wanted. So the safety car ends and we are racing again. So Danny held the lead off the line. Hijack stays P2, Zumpy stays P3. Panda, despite contact, is P4, but does he have damage? There's contact there, he does. He has lost his right end plate, so I think he'll pit. Bran has just taken him for P4. Coandy and Casa G now swarming over, and Casa G up the inside of Coandy. Is Panda going to pit? He is. Andy and Casa G now going side by side into the final corner. Yellow flag, we've got one of the Ferraris around this. Nexus Cats has gone round in the background. Coandy and Casa G still side by side into 1. Andy has the inside. Casa G's going to have to go around the long way. Room given. Casa G hanging on around the outside. He's now got the inside for 2, but he can go around the outside here as well. Try and keep that overlap, but Casa G gets the overtake done. Great overtake there from him, and he's up 4 places already. F3 behind them there, managed to pick his way through the carnage as well. He's up to P7. Gets through there, okay. Nexus Aspect down 3, but still in the points, P8. FTRL Cats had a moment as well. He's down in 19th, so he's stopped. So Panda, Bobley and Cat picking up wing damage on lap 1 and are playing the long game. Up front now we've got the 2 soft tyre runners, Zumpy and Hijack, closing in on Danny. They need to make use of their superior grip at this stage of the race while they've got the advantage, because those tyres will soon be going off. Oh, Hijack very wide there through the final corner. That's let Zumpy onto his tail. Danny with the fastest lap. Brand takes it away from him, and Kasagi behind him. A little closer than they were, but no. Hijack holds off Zumpy into turn 1. Zumpy to the outside. Hijack's going to make him go the long way around. Turn 2. Can he hang on around the outside? He's going to give it a go. He's out on the grass. Hijack just fends him off for now, but Zumpy looking very racy at this stage. Their battling has let Brand suddenly close in on them. And Kasagi as well. Cowandy not far behind. Oh, and Zumpy gets it done into 5. Hijack comes back at him. And all this is playing quite nicely into Danny's hands there. Hijack trying to switch back out the chicane. No, follow your leader through this time, so Zumpy gets the overtake done. All this squabbling has let Danny get away to the tune of 3 seconds. Oh, and Hijack's wide. Through goes Brand. Kasagi's got the inside as well. Sticks his nose in. Hijack gives him room. Bit of wheel banging there. Kasagi around the outside. That's going to be a brilliant overtake if he can make it stick. Into the final corner, gets it done. Brilliant overtake there. So Hijack going back a couple of places. A little bit ragged at the moment. Here comes Coandy onto the rear wing of him now. Into turn 1. Hijack defends the inside, but Hijack powerless to defend as Andy up the inside. Goes for a switch back though. He's on the outside for turn 2. He's ahead at the moment. Squeezes Coandy to the apex. He'll have the inside for 3. And he holds onto the place for now. Coandy's going to stick it out around the outside. Still side by side. Hijack with a squeeze. And gets it done. Well, Zumpy picks up a penalty. Oh, and out of shot there. Brand has got through into P2. So the 2 guys on the soft tyres look like they're starting to struggle already. A little bit overheating their tyres. That has let Brand through. He's going to now go off in pursuit of FTRL Danny. All wide there. Kasagi's up the inside. Again, we saw this lap ago with Hijack. He's up the inside, gets it done this time though early on, so Zumpy lets him go. So do the runners on the soft tyres, when do they pit in this lap? Too early for them yet. You can see already how much Zumpy is struggling in the wash of the car ahead. Once again, Coandy is going to have a look at the Hijack into turn 1, but he's got the DRS of Zumpy. He's going to have a look at this. Oh, that's a bit of a late lunge there. Hip and shoulder wide. Gets him through. Coandy as well. Coandy looks to the inside for turn 2. Hijack gets it slowed down. Zumpy getting roughed up a little bit there. Goes on to P4 for now. We've got a little bit of train going on here, and behind them, oh, we've got a yellow flag. It is Iron Pumba Yosti has spun at turn 5. You think he's clipped the curb on the inside and gone round. That has dropped him down to P15. Oh, looks like he is cooking his tyres. Trying to get going again. But he's underway. All the battling ahead of them has allowed F3 and Nexus Aspect onto the back of this train for currently P4. So we've got 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th in a line with City Posh in the second Red Bull closing as well. And you bring in Lennon in the racing point. Let's go on board with our Swan Song driver, Pagani, up to P12. So he's had a good start. Iceman and ZE3 battling in behind them. Renault Man charging after his fellow admin. As Hijack picks up a penalty there, so those soft tyre runners starting to struggle a little bit now. Coandi has found a way through into P4. And he's starting to stretch away. Jackson Zumpy, you can see the queue behind Zumpy. You've got Nexus Aspect, who's now ahead of F3. City Posh and Lennon have bridged that gap, and they're there as well. Onto the podium, 2.7 seconds back and closing. Well, you can see how much Zumpy's struggling there. Soft tyres are not lasting here. Oh, Aspect there backed into F3. I don't think he got wing damage. Zumpy's looking vulnerable here to Aspect. Out of the final corner, Aspect's got a much better run. So at the inside using the DRS. And F3 up the inside as well. Late move and he gets the apex. Zumpy hung up to dry a bit. Here comes City Posh now as well. Let me try and go around the outside. Zumpy on the inside. Not quite able to, so he holds off City Posh for now. But City Posh has got a better run again out of 3. They come up the hill. Oh, and that's F3 very wide there coming out of the long right-hander. Zumpy there, I think had a bit of a moment coming out of the chicane, too much curb. Junkie Sports thinks he's just seen Joe Burns' big green truck. Yes, well. Oh, you can see again there how much Zumpy is struggling in that right-hander there. City Posh to the outside. It goes around the outside of the corner. Zumpy is bailing out. He's getting off those tyres. He's just losing too much time. He pits. Hijacked has carried on. He's got Nexus Aspect up the inside of him. And F3 looking to buy into this as well. With a late lunge, always going for a double overtake. Oh, that's going to be contact. Aspect gets the overtake done. F3 falls back to P7. I don't think that was really on there. I think he had a slight overspeed there. The double slipstream. Went for a late move to try and overtake both, and it wasn't really on. I think everybody just about got away with it. City Posh and Lennon keeping a watching brief. Now the next Aspect is being released. I think Hijack needs to pit this lap. His tyres are not holding up very well. I saw how badly Zumpy was struggling. He's now on the hards. You can see how F3 City... Oh, big slide from Hijacked. F3 through, but up the inside of him goes City Posh. Oh, and Hijacked into the back there. I think he just tagged the back of F3. So what a move from City Posh there, Mr. Opportunist. Hijacked has the pit surely. Yes, he's pitted, so Hijacked getting off those tyres now. It's gone. And you can see how much it's just slowing up because the gap between Lennon and onto the podium was 2.7 seconds, and now it's 0.3 of a second. Oh, I think iBobbly spun. Yes, indeed. Further around the lap. And Lennon now starts battle with onto the podium. P8 and P9. Bobbly's in the pits. I think he's picked up some more wing damage. Oh, onto the podium, up the inside. That's a great move there from Connor. Up the inside into 5. Turn 4, sorry, to apologise. Lennon gets him back. Oh, Pagani in the background having a wobble. And he's all over the back of Lennon. These guys now into the points. 9th and 10th. ZE3, the birthday boy behind them. Birthday boy, birthday week. Yeah, counts right, that's the thing. Oh, Pagani always to the back, and ZE3 has to go wide as well. Pagani went a bit deep on the brakes and it sucked in ZE3 as well. He's lost a place to Iceman. He's battling Pagani into the slipstream. DRS is open. Connor having it Well, behind them, ZE3 retakes the position from Iceman up the inside. That's a good overtake, nice and clean. He's back up into P11 after his moment at the penultimate corner. So pick up the race leader. FTRL Danny continues to lead, the gap down to 2.5 seconds. That's a interesting line through there, Danny. Plenty of curb. Bran closing in now 2.3 seconds, so he's just chipping away at that lead. At the moment they're on the same tyre strategy, so both on the mediums. Kasagi, good run from him so far. Keeping Bran honest, 1.8 seconds back at the moment. These three have broken away. Koandi is in a bit of a lonely P4 at the moment, 4 seconds behind Kasagi, 4 seconds ahead of next aspect. So the guys, as they've finally passed the soft tyre runners, just spread out a little bit. Their City Porsche, they pulled off that brilliant move there as they overtook Hijack, as Hijack had a moment, snuck up the inside of F3, who was slightly held up, avoiding his moment. He's pulled out a couple of seconds over F3, who's in a somewhat lonely P7 at the moment. Posh, no, he's not quite close enough there for slipstream. Lennon leads the battle of the admins. Connor and Pagani behind him. Good run from Lennon so far, P8 at the moment on the hard tyre. Two guys behind him on the mediums. So I want to clear him. Connor getting a good run there out of turn 3 again. Up to turn 4, not quite close enough to go up the inside this time. Just a bit of a moment there on entry. That's like Pagani right onto his tail. ZE3 behind them in the second Alpha. On board with him here. Going through this twisting section of left and rights. Iceman just dropping off the back slightly. And behind him it's the guys who've either stopped or been held up. So Pando, who picked up damage on lap 1 there in that incident between Hijacked and Bobley. Recovering, currently P9. We've got Zumpy, who's one of the soft tyre runners. We saw how much they were struggling there very quickly there. He's got ahead of Hijacked, but these two running together. Down in 14th and 15th. Where will they come back in once everybody starts to pit? I wonder. Katsu picked up damage on lap 1. I think he's had another moment since. Currently P16, ahead of his teammate. With Iron Pumbayosti, who's had a couple of moments. I think he had a spin at turn 5. And Bobley, who, despite a strong qualifying incident on lap 1, dropped into the back and pushing to catch back up. He's had another moment. Currently P19 and very close, in fact in danger of going a lap down because Danny is only a couple of corners behind him. And that lead continues to come down. Danny's lead now just 2.0 seconds. The branch chipping away. Got to catch him first, and catching him is one thing, overtaking him is very definitely another around this track. So Bran keeping race leader honest. These three all spread out now, and he continues to be 4 seconds back in P4. Next Aspect now has City Posh for company though. So he's got within half a second, not quite close enough this lap. Put the DRSO into 1, that'll bring him closer. Get it again now between turns 1 and 2. Again, not really close enough to overtake at this stage of the lap. So needs to try and force a mistake in Aspect. Aspect driving well. Recovered after losing places early on. This F3 picks up a penalty there. Further down there, turn 4, too much curve, we're running wide. Pagani up the inside of Lennon, into the chicane. Lennon into Connor, into the chicane, there's contact. Connor has to go through the chicane. And that lets his teammate through. He's now gone a bit wide. Connor comes back at him. Oh, surely he's not going to overtake him there. Oh, he is. Forces his teammate wide. And gets it done. Good overtake from Connor there. Forceful move. Uses the extra grip on the medium tyre. Retakes P10. Pagani there with a great move there. His final race, throwing caution to the wind. Saw an opportunity and grasped it with both hands. Coandi has had a moment somewhere. Off screen, he was running P4, he's now P6. Behind Aspect and City Posh, so he missed that one. What has happened to Andy? No signs of any damage, so something just a spin. It's dropped him a couple of places. City Posh gets closer and closer to Aspect. Sorry for that, boys. I was aware I was in the game chat, and it was annoying Andy. Sorry, Andy. Alright, so Casa G pits as City Posh sends it up the inside of Aspect into one. Aspect with the switch back. Where are they? Here they are. Aspect retains the place for now. City Posh up the inside, though, again into two. Side by side again. Hip and shoulder. Aspect has a huge moment. Great save from Aspect. Wow, Aspect there. A big save after getting forced out onto the curb and the grass coming out of turn 2. And City Posh levering the door open and gets himself up into P3. Casa G then the first of the top trio to stop. He's come out in P9. He's got a couple of seconds to Pagani. Now, can he use fresh tyres to make an indent on the lead that Bran and Danny had over him? And how much longer will they carry on? The answer is Danny's in this lap. Bran carries on. Now, Bran going for the overcut. Casa G for the undercut. Whose strategy is going to work out? Danny pits onto the hard tyre. City Posh goes through. As does Aspects, as does Andy. Pagani pits us into the podium. So the medium shod runners getting off of their tyres. So Bran needs a cracking lap here. As he can't be going much longer now, otherwise he'll risk losing too much down to Danny. ZE3 with a penalty. We've got City Posh ahead of Aspect. Coandi P4. Andy P5. Danny P5, sorry. The train of cars, we're all just slightly strung out at the moment. That's the race leader pits, so Bran in the pits. So where does he come out relative to Danny? Coandi pits. City Posh is in. Aspect carries on. Danny out at the final corner. Bran is on his way down pit lane. Where does he filter out? Danny's going to retain the lead. Here comes Bran. Panda's going to get him. Just into turn 1. And he has held up Casa G. Big slide there as Bran tries to get on the power. So Casa G has closed in. Bran will hold him off. So this has worked out very nicely for Danny because he's got Lennon and F3 ahead of him. Or between himself, sorry, and Bran. Just pit stop Panda on 16 lap old. So it's Lennon, so I do apologise. Lennon on 16 lap old hard tyres. So Bran with the superior grip, you would think would make short work of him once an opportunity presents itself. Might be into turn 1. Oh, he's very wide there. Got a good run there. Thought about sending it up the inside into the right hander here, but thought better of it. Backs out for now. He just now wants to be close coming through the final couple of corners. Get a run on the start finish straight. But then we'll have the DRS off F3 as well. Bran's got a good run. Lennon with the DRS from F3. That might save him, but Bran's got so much more grip. Sends it down the inside. And gets the overtake done. That's one gone. Now comes behind his title rival F3. With a damaged wrist. Oh, F3's had a moment there. I think F3's pulling over out of the way actually. So F3 lets him go. Oh, G picks up a penalty, therefore multiple warnings. Turn 4, very easy to do there. And he's looking to find a way past Lennon. Oh, spin! Off goes Lennon. And was he helped there? It looked like F3 ran into the chicane deep and spun. Or went straight through the chicane, sorry. And did G get into the back of Lennon? Lennon braked. Don't think Lennon picked up any damage. He's now got Iceman looking up the inside of him. These guys both on 17 lap old hards with the second racing point of Panda. Looks like 2. Looks like a Ferrari. Next is Katz, I think I've had a moment to turn 5. And he's going again now. Panda, Lennon, in the line. And looked like he got a good run out of 1. It's about to move up the inside. Thinks better of it for now. FTRL Danny has retaken the lead of the race. Just past the second of the Hazes. What the lead has at the moment. On his way, but you can see now how much closer Bran is. So Bran now within a second and a half. So he's halved that gap. Danny had will his teammate let him through? Here's the next question. A bit of lag there on Aspect at the moment. He dives into the pits, so 18 laps on those medium tyres. Aspect showing absolutely brilliant tyre management there to get those mediums longer than anybody else. He's gone longer, he's gone as long as TNR coming in behind him on the hard tyres. He's going onto the hards. TNR behind him will be going on to the mediums. So after the pit stops shaking up, I think that's everybody's made their stop. Danny leads the way, but now we have a battle for the lead because Bran is there. And chipping away. Picked his way through the traffic. Danny got held up a little bit behind Aspect. And now he's let Bran onto his tail. G, having come out close to Bran after the pit stop, has fallen away a little bit now. He's in a bit of no man's land. 3 seconds in arrears. But he's got 10 seconds of City Posh, who's fought his way up to P4. We've got a battle on for P5 between Zumpy and Co-Andy. Williams man recovering after that slight spin we didn't catch. Bran with the fastest lap of the race, so he's really turning the screw up on Danny now. Close for turns 1 and 2, but I don't think he's close enough. Just Fakes to the inside, trying to get into Danny's line of sight. Yeah, I've seen that, so let's pick up the battle a little further back. We've got Pagani in a bit of gap of his own, P9, but behind him is E3. Has F3 down the inside. Switches back, F3 comes back at him. Oh, Hijack's gone. And Bobley as well. Hijack has crashed. Oh, virtual safety car. Yeah, Hijack has crashed coming through turn 3. So after a promising start, unfortunately, it has all gone a little bit wrong for Hijacked. Now he's in and out, and I think Bobley has had a spin further around the lap as well and called it quits. We are running again. F3 saw that coming. He's gone on the attack of Lennon. Early on. Lennon now chasing onto the podium, so Lennon on. Lock up there from F3. Lennon on the medium tyres. Connor on the hards. Coandi has just done Zumpy into turn 1. Keep an eye on this battle for now though. Into the podium, going defensive already. And into the slipstream, here comes F3 as well. F3 down the middle. Lennon with a switchback. Is he getting both? That is an absolutely fantastic overtake from Lennon. Moves to the outside. F3 down the middle. Took both himself and Connor wide. And Lennon just cuts back underneath them both. And takes P10. Great move there from Lennon. The podium looking up the inside into 4. Not quite close enough this time round. Oh, F3. Oh, there's contact and off. F3 and onto the podium. Contact. Looks like they've got away without any damage. And F3 I can see. Panda and Iceman have got F3. Have got onto the podium, sorry. Looked like F3 got a good run through 4. Stuck his nose up the inside into 5. There was contact. And they both spun to the outside. Neither look to have got any wing damage. Drama in the midfield and one of our title protagonists. Suffering again, F3. Now, our two-way battle for the lead is now a three-way battle for the lead. Casa G, having been 3 seconds back, is now just 6/10 off the battle for the P1. Danny continues to lead, Bram 4/10 back, and Casa G there as well. Oh, Aspect's gone. We spun coming out of turn 4, and a safety car is deployed. So the safety car is out. So drama. And Danny pits, Bram pits, Casa G pits. The top 3 have about 12 seconds of a city push, so they can probably get away with a free pit stop here. And even if they lose track position, it may only be to 1 or 2 cars. 11 laps to go. Do they go for softs? Do they go for mediums? Danny's going for the medium tyre. He's going to retain the lead. Bram on the mediums. Casa G on the mediums as well. City Posh takes the lead. Danny comes out P2. Bram P3. Casa G P4. Coandi's pitting. Zumpy's pitting as well. Pagani, Lennon are in. ZE3 having just stopped carries on. Zumpy's going for the soft tyre. Zumpy going very aggressive. We'll have a couple of laps under the safety car, so that might help him. You can see Lennon also going for the soft tyre. So Onto the podium, and Pomboyosti Cat also pitting. This is going to bring all those guys right back into the mix. He's gone for the medium tyres. Lennon behind him is on the softs. And Pomboyosti and Cat in the pits are on the medium tyres. So this really mixes everything up. We've got a Red Bull 1-2 behind the safety car. City Posh carrying on, but he's on the hard tyre. He is now in a very vulnerable position because all the guys behind him are going to be on softer compounded tyres. So Danny, Bran, Casa G, ZE3, Coandy and Panda all in a line behind City Posh, all on medium tyres. Max 4 laps old. That's ZE3 and Panda having pitted a few laps ago. Zumpy P8 on the soft tyre. He's going to be looking to make some moves very quickly once we go back racing. Next is Iceman and Pagani on the medium tyres. Next, Iceman's tyres 4 laps old. So he's just stopped. Lennon P11 on the soft. Again, I wasn't going aggressive. Depends how many laps into the safety car we get, but they should be okay to the end now. We shall see. F3 after his moment onto the podium. He did not pit, I don't believe. He's on 2 lap old tyres. Onto the podium and in for the pits. Pit on fresh mediums. As did Iron Pomboyosti, as did Cats. Next is Cats, only stopped a couple of laps ago, so he is carried on. So, 10 laps to go. And this has definitely thrown a cat amongst the pigeons in terms of the result. Everybody now on softer tyres. Oh, next is Cats has picked up a penalty under the safety car. He was catching up. He's just at the back of the line there, but needless penalty from him there. Everybody running under the safety car. So everybody is in the train. So let's see how much longer the safety car carries on. Cat's now picked up a penalty for corner cutting. So both Ferraris picking up penalties under the safety car. Nice to see that Ferrari's form is not just confined to real life. It's in the game. So safety car in this lap. So we're going to have 10 laps of racing action. City Posh on the hard tyre will lead us off. His teammates, erstwhile race leader, has come in for a fresh set of mediums directly behind him. Here we go, safety car peels off. When does City Posh go? Straightens up, claws it, and he is off, but Danny's gone with him. Danny's got a very good run. City Posh goes defensive. Danny will get this done easy. City Posh dives in behind. Bran to the inside. City Posh holds him off. As indeed. So that's worked out perfectly for Danny. He's got a car in between himself and Bran. And Casa G on the attack as well, so Bran is attacking and defending. Coandy up the inside. ZE3. Bran to the inside of City Posh into 4. Thinks better of it. Bran looking very racy. He's on. Got to look up behind him. Even behind them, Zumpy has gone back. Oh, Danny's wide and through the chicane. Missed his braking point. Further down, then Lennon is ahead of Pagani, but Zumpy's gone backwards, so it's not worked out very well for Zumpy. Got the squabbling here. Bran to the outside. There's contact there. Wheels smoking. Bran off the circuit. Gets the overtake done. City Posh trying to hang on around the outside. More wheel banging. Gets him through. Casa G now trying to go around the outside. The final corner. Danny hits the fastest lap. Casa G ran the outside of the final corner. Brilliant overtake there. Having to defend though, and behind them, Coandy up the inside of ZE3. It's all going off. Z3 got the inside of City Posh, not quite close enough. And now both the racing points are on the back of this as well, so Danny is scarpered. He's got himself a 2-second lead. Bran and F Kasagi are now through. City Posh finding a rearguard action. How many guys can he hold off? Andy in the mix as well. Oh, very wide there, Panda. Lennon on the soft tyre coming through. Zumpy is clear Pagani. So he's now on the attack again. Pagani still in 10th though, F3 behind him. Danny leading, he's scarpered Bran. Got a bit of a gap for Kasagi. Kasagi's going with him. City Posh is the cork in the bottle. Everybody behind him on soft tyres or soft dirt tyres. He's got a bit of a gap this time though. Z3's under attack from Coandy again into one. Going down the inside. Will he try the cutback? He will. And he's got a good run. Oh, was the contact there? A bit of a slide from Z3. He holds it together. But Coandy is through. Panda and Lennon. Coming through as well. Oh, Z3's gone round. And Coandy has crashed. Must have been contact. Coandy in the wall. Z3 spins. And another safety car is called. Oh, terrible look there for Andy. He was having a great race. That's for Z3. So safety car again. At 28 of 35, 7 to go. At least have one lap, 1 or 2 laps of the safety car here. City Posh are in the awful predicament of not really being able to pit because he will lose all the positions and be at the very back. Cat and Z3 in the pits. Z3 must have picked up some damage in that collision. Or that incident with Andy. I didn't see it unfortunately. Again, this helps Lennon and Zumpy on those soft tyres. Well, a couple of laps running at lower pace, less tyre wear. Cat and Z3 both going onto the softs as well. Can they make any late race gains then? Oh, Lennon's picked up a penalty under the safety car now as well. Boys, what are you doing? So, don't think the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo will be back onto the training time for the safety car to pit this lap, so we're going to have at least another lap with the safety car. That definitely helps Lennon and Zumpy, currently 6th and 7th. And they're going to be looking to go on the attack. Soft tyre. Danny leads Brand second, Kasagi in third. They've been the top 3 for a large chunk of the race. City Posh, P4 on those hard tyres again. He's going to come under attack. He's got both racing points behind him. Lennon on the softs, second car in the queue. And Zumpy behind him also on the soft tyre. Those two were going to go on the attack early on as we go back racing. P7 in his return to FTRL. Pagani in his final race, P8. And then he's got F3 behind him. We've seen F3 have one incident today. He's losing ground to Danny in the championship here. Brand's going to be right back with him in terms of the points. So he needs to get some moves done, pick up as many points as he can and try and minimise the damage. Danny and Brand finishing first and second potentially. Next is Iceman sits P10 in the final points paying position. Onto the podium is 11th. I am Pumba. Also on the medium tyres, 12th. The next is Cats and the Ferrari 13th. FTRL Cats 14th. He's gone in for this fresh set of softs, as has ZE3 following his spin. We'll have 5 laps of racing if the safety car is in this lap. Field is all together, so we should go racing this lap. Should see a notification shortly if the safety car is coming in. Towards the end of the lap, do we get a notification? Is it staying out? Is it going in? It's in this lap, so we are about to go racing, and we're going to have a 5-lap sprint to the finish. City Posh led them to the line last time under the safety car. This time it's his teammate. Bran getting close. Shows himself alongside Danny, playing the mind games. Danny backing the field up and letting the safety car get into the pits. When does he go? Bran eager to make sure he has a clean run. Danny's gone for it. Oh, Cat's picked up a penalty with ZE3 further back. That's a good restart from Danny. Casa G on the attack. Bran defends the inside. Casa G to the outside. Can he hang on around the outside? He'll have the inside for 2. He's out on the AstroTurf. Bran gets the better drive. Bran holds off there. Danny got the good jump. And Casa G was all over the back of Bran. On the defence now we've got Panda on the attack of City Posh. On those hard tyres. He's going to have a very fun 4 laps. And hold off those around him on softer tyres. Next is Katz has picked up a penalty. Lennon looking at the inside of his teammate there. That's not an overtaking opportunity, Lennon. Thinks better of it. Zumpy both on the soft tyres. In the background, I'm Pumba and Cat's going at it. Cat's around the outside. Good overtake there from Cat. Well done. Oh, Cat's sticking up his nose at the inside as well. Go back to the lead. And now Bran's on the attack. F3 fake to the inside of Pagani. Pagani's wise to it. And we've got... oh, F3 with a penalty. We've got a yellow flag. Oh, F3 is gone. Has he? Who's gone yet? No. He has there. F3 has gone. Next is Iceman has also dropped down there. Oh, when F3's gone, F3 has left the session. So a big moment there. Did he have contact coming together with Iceman? He's got some wing damage. Bran on the attack for the lead. Danny holds him off. Danny went a bit wide though. Bran's up the inside now. City Posh also continuing to hold on to P4. That is a fantastic effort on those hard tyres. But Bran is now on the attack. Danny's not got away this time. Don't think he's close enough. Meanwhile, Panda has finally got a run on City Posh. City Posh holds him off. Put Panda up the inside into 1. Oh, change for the lead. Bran's got it done. Danny around the outside. Casa G's now up the inside of him. Oh, Danny's back up the inside. Oh, they touch. Oh, how did they not spin there? So Bran forces the issue, gets the lead. Danny's trying to get it back. He's a little bit ragged now. Casa G looking up the inside. Didn't think the overtake was on for Bran, so went back to watch Panda, who was up the inside of City Posh. Well, Danny's now picked up a penalty. And how close this field is at the moment, that could really cost him. He's wide again. Danny on the attack now as he tries to close back in on Brand. Can he have another go at getting this back? He's closed in. He's a bit wide there though again. Can he get a good exit out of this corner? He needs to be very close. DRS has not been operated. Not back in service yet. Brand's had a very good exit there. And Danny's now under attack from Casa G. Held him off. Panda up the inside of City Posh. Gets it done this time. It's been a sterling effort, but City Posh finally succumbs. Into the penultimate lap. Zumpy around the outside of Lennon. Into 2. Lennon now squeezes him out. Holds onto it. Iron Pumbayosti into P8. Pagani P9. And Cat up into the points positions. Ahead of ZE3. Brand continues to lead Danny right on his tail though. Casa G just falling a little bit away. Pandas trying to bridge that gap. Now he's cleared City Posh. It looks like it's possibly too little too late for Panda. I'll just be wondering if the penalty situation can help him get onto the podium. You know, Danny's got one. I think Casa G's got a penalty as well, or 2. So Panda could be on for a podium yet. Brand leads out of the final corner. Starting the final lap. Danny's close. Danny is very close. Brand goes defensive. DRS is operational again. To the outside, turns in, there's contact. Brand's just going to run him out onto the curb. Can he hold him off into 2? Danny with a late switch back. Brand sees it coming, covers him off. Casa G trying to buy into this, waiting for contact. Oh, Danny with another penalty. Cut the corner. It's getting ragged now. So he goes for it on track. On that curb. Ooh. Brand though standing firm. Danny over the curbs. Podium with a penalty warning now as well. Further back, we continue to watch this battle for the lead though. Panda's buying into this as well. Makes us Iceman just sets the fastest lap. Top 5 in shot then. Into the penultimate corner for the final time. Brand leads. Danny's not close enough to have a look. Panda could be up to pick up a podium here. You know, Danny's got at least 6 seconds of penalties now. I think Casa G as well. Casa G trying to get up the inside into the final corner. The drive for line. Brand with the win. Fantastic effort. Danny's P2. Casa G takes it on penalties. Panda with P3. City Posh gets P4 ahead of Danny. And Pumbayosti gets P6 ahead of Lennon. Zumpy, Cat and P9. Oh, Pagani spun. Oh, he's doing donuts. So Cat gets the final point. Cat on penalties finishes P11. Onto the podium is P12. Pagani celebrating with some donuts. I think we all know who the winner is here. And that's this man on the screen. Next as Iceman comes round and just pinched the fastest lap. He crosses the line. There's the contact there with F3 that we didn't see. And Pagani crosses the line in F1 for the final time. Do you mind not damaging that Renault? I'm going to need the spares for tomorrow, thank you. Well, normally Hungary is not a race you expect to see a lot of action and overtaking. However, FTRL doesn't do boring. That was a fantastic example of why FTRL is the GOAT League. And it is Brand with the victory. Casa G with P2 and Panda P3. Here's your podium. Bran with the victory with 3 seconds of penalty. Passer G. P2. Panda picks up P3. And City Posh P4. On those hard tyres, he did well to hang on to that. Danny then picks up a couple of late penalties and that cost him. But P5 still solid points. It will see him extend his championship lead. Iron Pun Vayosti P6. Lennon P7. Zumpy in his first race back P8 with ZE3 P9. And Nexus Cats picks up a point for P10. So the standings are provisional. We shall see. They're rounding off the finishers. Cat P11 onto the podium. P12 Iceman after some late race contact possibly with F3. He is 13th, and Pagani, who was too busy doing donuts, finishes P14. So the retirements then: F3 retired from the race, as did Coandy after contact with ZE3. Aspect looks like he lost it through turn 4. Hijacked, legged out, or had some lag and retired, and unfortunately Bobley retired as well. So there we have it. Hungary proving. I wasn't sure if we get as good a racing as we did last week in Baku, but this week definitely delivered. So bear with me 1 second while I get the boys in for podium interviews. Get the boys in there, Bran. Right, so waiting for the podium finishers to come in. We've also invited Pagani as it's his final race. So we just await those three to arrive with us. So Brant fights back as he needed to do, having missed a race a couple of weeks ago. And Danny taking the win that week. So it was Mexico, sorry, it was a F3 one that we didn't need, but Danny and F3 capitalised that week. Brand fights back this week with a fantastic victory there. We've got two of the boys in, so just wait for FTRL Panda to join us. There he is. So here we are then. So congratulations, gentlemen. Hungaroring is not normally a circuit we expect a lot of action at, but that was an absolute cracking race from start to finish. Coming to you then, Bran. Congratulations on the win there. You definitely had to work hard for that one.
Yeah, I don't know what to say really. Yeah, them last few laps were tense, and I had to get my elbows out to keep Danny behind, and Cassidy actually.
Yeah, so on the final restart there, obviously Danny got a bit of a jump on you, having to defend hard from Cassidy, and then next lap round you're on the attack and managed to leave her open the door enough to get through.
Yeah, like on the first restart, I noticed he was making a lot of mistakes. But obviously, I was stuck behind the Red Bull, which is frustrating his teammate. I can't complain because me and Aspect were doing it, but it's annoying when you're on the receiving end. But yeah, on the second restart, I was hoping he'd have similar issues, and I think he sort of did. And he didn't have good straight line speed. I was closing fast, even without DRS. When you're battling for the lead of the race, you just send it early, and managed to come out ahead, and then obviously he got a penalty and then another penalty, which is crazy. Managed to stay ahead on track as well.
So there's a couple of places around there where you can pick up penalties. Unfortunately, Danny did do that. I think he was pushing very hard to try and get back. So I think you had yourself a penalty yourself, didn't you, as well? There, one penalty. So I think if he'd, I think in his attempts to get back on level terms, got himself another penalty, which kind of took him out of contention. Is Hungaroring a track that you like? So I say good pace in qualifying. You put a very good lap in on the medium tyres to put yourself up the sharp end in amongst the guys who did go out on the softs.
historically in this league, various leagues, whatever, Hungary has been a decent track for me pace-wise. And then, like in qualifying, I'm thinking I've got the best pace, fastest out of the hards, and then I was up there right until the end of the mediums, and Danny just comes out of nowhere and does a 16-1, and which is really frustrating. And I was just expecting it to be another Spain type race where the soft runners get stuck in between us, and then it's just similar pace really. But luckily the safety cars had to say about that and mixed up a bit.
Yeah, so obviously you were kind of close to him before the first safety car came out. Did you think you had the pace to catch him on just sheer pace alone?
Yeah, because on the first stint, I was catching him, especially at the end of the stint. I was some points under 2 seconds, I think, but then it sort of levelled out. So I knew all I had to do was be consistent. I think that was my big problem in Spain. When I was behind him, I was making little silly errors, and I was consistent enough. Obviously I got that pen, but everyone else did, so it didn't really make a difference.
Well, you've come out trumps today, so congratulations. Looking ahead to next week then is Australia in FTRL, and obviously Australia in real life as well. How do you rate your chances in Australia next week?
I think that'll be another good track for me, to be honest. Historically, I think that's been alright for me. But obviously Danny's going to be quick, as is everyone else. So we'll just have to see what happens.
And obviously, real F1 is back next week. What are you predicting for this year? More of the same?
Next week or the week after?
Or the week after, whenever it is.
What am I predicting? Did you say?
Yeah. What do you think? Are we thinking more Mercedes dominance, or do you think Ferrari, Red Bull will be there? A Racing Point going to be there?
Mercedes will be dominant. Not just because I'm like a fan of Mercedes, but I just think they stopped development. What was it like after Germany last year? And I just think at the start of the season is going to maybe blow everyone away. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be a bit more competitive and stuff. But yeah, I do think Mercedes will be dominant. Yeah.
Well, we shall see.
Especially with the new DAS system.
Indeed. Well, congratulations today. Great job on the victory.
Thank you.
Next up then is FTRL Panda, who ends up P3. I bet you probably didn't expect that after what happened on the opening lap, Will?
No, definitely not. It was I actually say I gained a place.
You did, you did. You've broken the streak of losing at least two. I bet you wish you'd gone backwards now, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately there was a sideways bobble / Charles there, so that was a bit of a shame. But yeah, I mean, can't really complain third in the end.
So what do you do in those situations when you've picked up wing damage and have to pit early on? How do you keep yourself focused and sort of hoping that just something happens to bring you back into contention?
Yeah, usually I just chase the delta, the car in front, try and bring it down. But then, obviously, recently you tend to get like 2 VSCs and 3 safety cars a race. So I pretty much knew that there'd be a safety car and I'd have a chance again. So just drive as fast as possible, wait for that, I suppose.
Obviously looked a bit front. You obviously got stuck behind City Bosch there, who kind of got stuck on the hard tyres after the safety cars. It struggled to get past him early on, but managed to find a way through there. What was your... It looked like a good battle. Were you just being a little bit conservative in trying to overtake him, or did he just generally have enough pace to keep you back for a number of laps?
He seemed pretty good out of the final corner, and obviously at Hungary it's quite hard to get past anywhere else, and I kept making mistakes going through sort of sector 2, sector 3. Didn't set myself up very well. But then, I mean, looking at the time deltas, if I didn't go, if I wasn't stupid in the second to last lap and get myself a third warning, then I wouldn't have had a penalty. So, just a bit annoying.
What could have been? Well, considering the trials and tribulations you had, I think P3 is still a very solid result. Looking ahead to next week, then it's Australia. How do you rate your chances at Albert Park?
Every single league race I've done for FTRL and other leagues, I've crashed at Australia. It's the fast left right in the middle of the track. I've crashed there every single time.
I know exactly the one you mean. That's where I binned it last year.
I crashed there every single race, so it's not a strong one. It's quite nice that it lines up with Did you just mention before the actual F1 though? Melbourne.
This nice little warm-up racing. So, what do you think of F1 2020? What do you think's going to happen this season? More of the same? Somebody else going to throw the hat into the mix? Obviously your runners Racing Point look quite good in testing. And the Mercedes B car.
Pretty speedy. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like Mercedes just have it together again, like they always seem to. We haven't seen like that sort of fast Ferrari in testing like we did last year, but it didn't come anyway in Melbourne, but it hasn't been there. And the Red Bull always seems to do okay at Melbourne, but I think it'll probably just be the same as last year, really. Mercedes will end up on top.
Yeah, I shall see that you've got there. Well, in the meantime, congratulations on your P3 this week. Look forward to hopefully speaking to you again next week.
Thank you.
If you survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last but not least, he might not have finished on the podium for real, but that was his final, possibly ever, appearance in an FTRL F1 race. It's Mr. Pagani.
There's no slightly about it. That was my last F1 race forever.
Forever. So you look like you had some good battles in amongst all that. They came from the back, charged up into the points. Some good scraps along the way. Good battles with onto the podium there. We caught on stream.
Yeah, he made a mistake at Goy Curb, so I thought, you know what, last race, sod it, send it. He wanted to go around the outside, but I wasn't having it.
Well, that's on the stream, so you can watch that one back in forever and ever in your highlight reel. Obviously, are you a little bit sad that's it for F1, or?
Part of me is like, I've been doing it 4 years now. Just racing F1 week in, week out. It's a stress I don't need. So
if Cosmasters could get their act together, we might all have a bit more fun.
I will miss everybody in the Discord. Everybody's like, the community we've got is fantastic. Obviously, I'm staying on the GT side, but there's a lot of guys in F1 that I won't talk to, obviously, because I'm probably going to leave the F1 Discord, chill out for a bit. So, yeah.
So what have been your highlights or your high points in FTRL F1?
Crashing into F3 tonight, that felt fairly nice. Hashtag don't crash into me at Spa, or Retribution comes back to bite you in the arse.
Performance. Technically not F1, but
I mean,
you know.
I got pole in F2, and then jumped the start, so that was pretty good of me. I somehow won the performance championship with good help from a very good friend, FTRL Hammer Time. Just despite Remco, because why not?
I'm thinking a lot of your highlights have all been Retribution. Seems to be a bit of a theme.
In my head, I've always run the same. I will race you how you race me. See, the thing is, when you have an end race, all the people that have wronged me,
most of them, Pagani's already forced out of the league, but the few that are still here.
On a more serious note, I've been doing FTRL for nearly 2 years now. It's a major highlight of my life at the moment. I don't know where I'd be without it, to be honest, but yeah. Obviously, admin boys, I'll still be talking to you boys, so yeah.
Well, we're very glad that you've been a part of FTRL for as long as you have been, and we've obviously brought a lot to the championship with an F1 and GT. So we'll be sad to lose you from the F1 side. You know, you've put on some fantastic battles over the seasons, including the 2 or 3 seasons that I've been here. So it's been a pleasure to watch and commentate on you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Right, so that is the end of F1 coverage for today, and not for this week, because we've got Div 2 tomorrow, which is probably bound to be just as action-packed as Div 1 was tonight. So do tune in at 8 o'clock tomorrow for that. We've obviously got a week off from GT Sports as Season 6 wrapped up, but Season 7 is just a week away with the launch of our 2 divisions of GT Sport. Ooh. So looking forward to getting started in a couple of weeks. Obviously we're back with Australia next week, and then F1 for real is back as well. So plenty of S1 action coming your way on the computer and in real life. But for tonight, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the race. Apologies for my ramblings, and if I missed any of the good incidents, hopefully some of the guys will post some links to that. But for tonight, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow for Div 2. Goodbye.